Welcome back, Wolfpack. Verlis here. We're taking a trip from Kalos to Hoenn, and we're bringing Gourgeist with us. Gourgeist is really interesting with Trevenant. These are two Pokemon that are released in the same region that also have the same typing, which is fairly unique. Grass Ghost typing. Now, when we look at this, they're going to also play pretty similar because it's all about, using that Ghost typing to get Will-O-Wisp access and then using Will-O-Wisp while also having huge sustain from the Leech Seed. So it's another Pokemon that's just going to sustain and burn, but also do a lot of really good things. Now, Gourgeist does get access to Synthesis, which is actually super strong on the Gourgeist because, again, if you're going to be a huge health tank Pokemon, it's going to work out really well. Now, I'm going to be using Gourgeist Super for all these sets, pretty much because that's the tankiest, best Gourgeist to be using, because when we look at the small Gourgeist, it doesn't have enough speed, it doesn't really do too many crazy things, but Super Gourgeist does have quite a bit of tankiness, and it's a huge defensive wall. So let's go and look at what it also has. Magic Coat's going to be pretty nice, and Pain Split is going to be for a different kind of sustained game, trying to inflict damage to your opponent at the same time. Now, when we look at the moves, or when we look at the abilities, Frisk is going to probably be the one that you want to use. Insomnia can be used as well, but if you look at the main moves like Sleep Powder and Spore, though, since Gourgeist is already a Grass-type Pokemon, those moves don't work against it. So Insomnia is only going to be for Hypnosis and Dark Void. Now, if you are worried about those moves, you can use Insomnia. For the most part, Frisk is going to be nice that you can kind of scout out your opponent's moves and see what's up. And you also get access to Trick from move tutors. So you can kind of be like, oh, they have a really cool item. I'm going to trick that away from them. And then you can at least kind of use it to scout out really well because Frisk does work on both Pokemon in doubles. And when we look at Gourgeist Super, it's going to be similar to Trevenant that, you're going to want to set up Will-O-Wisp against those physical Pokemon. You're going to want to get that Leech Seed so you're sustaining hard. And then now we're looking at Leech Seed Leftovers Synthesis. That is absurd amounts of regen. That Leech Seed giving you 1/8 leftovers. So now we're looking at 3/16 roughly of your health, while also getting potential of getting half back from Synthesis, while your opponent is taking 1/4 of their health from that Will-O-Wisp and Leech Seed. Also, what I really like about Gourgeist is a Pokemon that gets Phantom Force, and it's a pretty good move that it disappears on turn 1, hits on turn 2. So you're going to take damage, and then Phantom Force is going to activate, and now you're not going to be taking damage, but you're still going to be receiving those leftovers benefits. You're still going to be receiving those Leech Seed benefits. Your opponent's going to miss their attack, and then you hit them, so you get a little bit of damage. Gourgeist does have a pretty nice base attack. At base 100, even not investing into it, that's going to be a good amount of damage because 90 base power getting stabbed, hitting an opponent pretty hard, that's really nice. Also, your opponent can't protect through it, so they're guaranteed to take that damage. If they're doing like a Wish Protect stall, you can at least kind of chip through it a little harder, and then they take that Will-O-Wisp Leech Seed at the end of turn. So pretty much the idea is, at the end of turn, they've taken more damage, you've taken less through all the sustain, and then you're good to go. And just like Trevenant, it's going to be kind of the same, that we're going to run Impish Nature, get the most out of the defense that we can through the nature, then invest the rest in the hit points and special defense. Will-O-Wisping is going to make it to where physical Pokemon are of almost no threat to you, and then going hard into your special defense is going to make your special defense really nice. So if you're getting hit specially, you can still set up with the Leech Seed Synthesis and eventually sustain them out. Now, if you also do want to run a Careful Nature, you can really bring that special defense up to a huge level. Defense doesn't need to get boosted, it's just the most optimal because there are more base stats into it, and whichever nature you give, the higher the base stat, the more points you're getting out of the nature. So this is less stats overall, but it's going to be more specialized to give you more special defense than you would have had. And then Will-O-Wisp, the burn, it's going to make their damage inconsequential anyway, so you can take that hit on the defense and then just go for as much special defense since you're not boosting it in any way. And that's Gourgeist. Now, Gourgeist, also like Trevenant, has a really cool move that adds typing. That's going to be Trick or Treat. Trick or Treat is going to add Ghost typing, so you can use this on a normal Pokemon. That's pretty much the first thing that comes to mind, is that a normal Ghost typing, only weak against Dark, and has 3 immunities. That's stupid. Just absurd. I mean, also, when we're looking at this Pokemon, it doesn't have the best speed, so that's Trick Room. You could use, like, Trick Room, Trick or Treat. Set up the Trick Room, use Trick or Treat, and now you're going to be avoiding a normal type, a Ghost type, or a fighting type move onto that Pokemon, and if you can use it to make an outplay, that's just awesome. And then you can set up Will-O-Wisp and Leech Seed, and you can also use Trick or Treat on the opponent. Use it on the opponent. Now you know that they're going to be super effective to Ghost types unless they are a normal type Pokemon, and you can hit them for some really hard Ghost type or Dark type moves, however you want to take advantage of it. So that is how you use Gourgeist in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. I know it's pretty much one-dimensional. You can run Substitute, like you'll see Substitute sets as well instead of Phantom Force or something. That it does get 5 moves slotted when you're looking for that sub, but again, set up the sub. Leech Seed leftovers is going to be giving you a lot of health back. You can use Synthesis. They're not going to be able to set up status on you, and then you can just kind of drain them away as they try to just beat down on that substitute. And if they aren't hitting you super effective with a physical hit, and they're burned or something, you know, they might not be able to break that sub initially, and then you can still make some really good things happen. So Gourgeist, you can use it in singles, use it in doubles. It's just going to be a very tricky and frustrating Pokemon, but it still works out in the end. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. That's how you use Gourgeist, and I hope you all have a nice day. Thank you for watching.